And one of my favorite trip is like going to Jirisan and then just follow the river.
During the fall, the leaves are changing. You have incredible colors. Amazing.
Top 3. So this is not it's not a city. You know Jirisan, right?
Yeah.
The mountain. So there's a river starting from Jirisan and going down to the South Sea. And it's called Seomjin. In Korean, Seomjingang. So there's Seomjin River. And one of my favorite trip is like going to Jirisan and then just follow the river. So if you follow the river, the first village you'll find is called Cookson, which is it's in the mountains. You can just enjoy, hiking, paragliding as well, just chilling out. And then you go down, there's this place called Kure. Kure, it's a very small village, and you can really feel the old Korea, You know what I'm talking about. It's it's really countryside. And it's just beautiful, just going to the traditional market and just walking around. And then you keep following the river, and there's a city called the Hadong, which is also great for nature. Very famous for cherry blossom in April. So it's crazy. It's full of people in April. And then you keep going down and you get to a highland called Namhae. And then it's just beautiful. It's on the sea. In Namhae, I like going to beaches, but I also there's a Buddhist temple called the Poriham. So it's on the top of a mountain, but from the top of the mountain, you see all the sea. And if you go there at sunset, it's amazing. You can see the sunset on the sea. Just beautiful. And so I think, for me, that's the best natural trip you can have in South Korea, just following the Seomjin River. And all these places are very close, so you just need to move like 20 minutes by car, or you can even get a taxi. And in 1 or 2 days, it could be a 2-3 days trip, or it could be a 1-day trip, but just beautiful.
I already see a pattern here. You're really going into the nature, mountain hiking, rivers, this kind of stuff. And when I just look at my complete, I'm like cities, more like
guy.
Beachfront.
Probably.
Because my number 3, can you guess?
No. You're probably gonna say Daegu now.
No, I'm gonna say Sokcho.
Okay, yeah, it's beautiful.
Most people will probably know it, or at least have heard of it.
It's probably one of the most famous, actually.
Yeah. But besides Sokcho, yes, I have a beachfront as well. They have also fancy hotels, whatever you need. Is a holiday vacation spot even for the Koreans. But going there, you have a lot to do. You could stop in Pyeongchang,
right?
And even
where
in
the Olympics were,
the Olympics were, exactly. And then you can just drive through Pyeongchang. I mean, there's not that much to see. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can see the ski slopes that were used for the Olympics. You have resorts.
If you go in Pyeongchang in the summer, what you can do, they use the ski slopes to do mountain bike.
Yeah,
I tried that and it's crazy, man. Like mountain bike in the mountains.
And then you go further east, and there are cities like Gangneung,
right,
Sokcho, and Yangyang.
Right. I'm wearing a Yangyang t-shirt today.
Yeah. I mean, even though I chose Sokcho, officially, there's really Sokcho, Gangneung, and Yangyang.
Donghae as well.
Yeah.
And my favorite place in that coast is Khosan. Khosan is even northern than Yangyang, and it's the less crowded place over there, still on the beach.
For those of you who don't know, Yangyang is really famous also for surfing.
Right.
Surfing lessons. The waves are not that huge, but it's really it's enough to learn surfing. And
right.
I guess for a pro surfer, it's not that suitable.
It's very nice as far as I know, it's very nice in the winter and autumn for pro surfers.
Oh, the waves actually get that?
They're nice in the winter.
Because I've only seen beginner surfing lessons and then intermediate people when you know how to stand on a board.
Right.
And then that's the good spot.
Right.
And as I said earlier...
Have you tried? Have you ever been surfing there?
Once.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
The atmosphere of that coast is just great,
Yeah.
It's a very small and Korean, like a Gold Coast, right?
Exactly.
It's really cool, and all the partying going on at night, just great.
And you have all these cities lining up on that coastline.
Right. Yeah, I think just cities on the coast, and nowadays they become really famous for just vacations.
But the funny thing is, as soon as you go outside of the city, you have like nature.
Right, and you have the Soraksan,
Yeah.
which is one of the most beautiful mountains.
If you drive between Pyeongchang and these cities on the coastline, you have about an hour, 1.5 hour drive, and you have beautiful nature.
Right.
Even if you drive with your car on the highway, amazing. If you drive there during the fall, the leaves are changing. You have incredible colors, amazing.
Yeah, you're right. Right. I do love it. I do like it a lot. I usually go to Khosan, which is the northern Yangyang, or I used to go to Samcheok. Samcheok is on the still in the same region, but at the southern part. Yeah, it's very nice, man. I have a few restaurants to recommend you if you go there in Sokcho.
Please, next time. I'm definitely going to go this year again, a couple of times.
Yeah, me too. Actually, in 2 weeks, I already booked a hotel.
If you go by bus, which probably most people would choose, it takes about 2.5 hours.
So yeah, before the Olympic Games, the only way to get there was like by bus or by car, and it's usually like used to be 3 hours, but now they built a new highway, the Seoul Yangyang Highway. So by car on the Seoul Yangyang Highway, it takes 2 hours, only 2 hours. And they opened the train station in, I think it's in Gangneung, right?
It must be.
Yeah, so you can just get there by train. The train that goes from Seoul to Chuncheon, now it goes all the way down to probably Gangneung. So it's so easy to get there by train now. It's like 2 hour trip. It's a 2 hour trip.